I want to say a bit more about this book by Stephen Weitzman called The Origin of the Jews. It was published in 2017 and it won various awards. And the title itself is very audacious, and the book is quite fascinating, so I recommend it to anybody. Um, it's audacious for several reasons. The uh, there's just the assertion that there is such a thing as the origin, and that he knows what that is, when in fact the book is explaining why we don't know what that is. That's kind of the lure of the title. Also, he mentions in the introduction that there isn't even an agreed understanding of what we mean by the Jews, right? And this is a well-known issue in Jewish studies. So, for some people, it means a group, a racial group defined by shared ancestry. For other people, it means a shared commitment, whether religious or cultural. And for other people, it means, having a shared history in some meaningful sense. So we could very much say, well, what are you talking about here, right? Because you have to define those terms clearly, and they're um, extremely resistant to being defined clearly. But also just the term origin, right? And he spends quite a lot talking of space and time talking about how problematic it is to talk about the origin of anything, right? The origin of species, the origin of the universe, the origin of just about we think of the Bible, right? So he talks quite a bit about why the Bible does not give us an account of the origin of the Jews. Not for him, because he's interested in empirical history, like what can you actually show from modern scientific research into the past. And very much you cannot use the Bible to do that. And he explains that broadly, but that's something I want to get into in other videos. But um, finally, what he says is the problem with his quest. Where he puts the word quest in the subtitle of the book is that um, this is an extremely politically fraught issue, right? So there are three huge problems with asking about the origin of the Jews. One is theological bias, right? So that for as long as we've had the books of Moses, right, this question of origins is complicated. The second is European anti-Semitism, the last 2,000 years. That's obvious. And the third is the current Israel-Palestine conflict, right? So all of those make it impossible.